Allergies are not important to the Home Depot. Edit, Reddit doesn't allow me to change the title of posts. I do not want to cast any slander towards the Home Depot. The title should probably read this: Bob doesn't care about your allergies. This happened about 5 years ago, and I haven't been to the Home Depot in question in a long time. Names have been changed for privacy. In high school, I was working at the local Home Depot as a head cashier. I kept track of all the active registers and made sure things ran smoothly. I held this position for quite some time, 1 to 2 years, and enjoyed it pretty well. Customers were nice, and my co-workers were mostly craftsmen and gardeners, all with interesting stories to share. Before we go further, let me explain something. I am allergic to nearly every form of pollen. I mean every form. I take allergy medication, but even then, if I am in close proximity to flowers for too long, 30 minutes, I will begin to break out in hives and throw up most of the time. So after about 3 months working in the winter, the spring season was upon us, the worst season for my allergies. One day, about 3 of our garden section cashiers called off sick. They are pretty reliable people, so I had no problem finding people to cover for them. As I come to my manager to inform them of the position changes, my manager looks at me and says, "You can handle the garden section on your own, can't you?" I inform my manager that I could cover it for at most 15 minutes before my allergies flare up and I'll have to leave. He states, "We don't have any documents on file that state you are not fit to work in the garden section, so unless you come to me with a doctor's note stating your allergies, I couldn't give less of a zucchini." I don't know who zucchini in his Cheerios that morning, but I complied, saying, "I want to be sure of what you are asking. You want me to work in a section which is hazardous to my health instead of placing equally capable employees in that section?" Did I stutter? He said, "Okay, sure," I said. I make my way down to the garden section, and immediately my eyes are stinging. I decide that I am going to stick it out for my boss's sake, no matter how zucchini my service becomes. The first 10 minutes are pretty uneventful, but then a customer asks me about the rash on my arms. The Home Depot does not care about allergies, I say, as I do not have official paperwork. This customer looks extremely concerned, asking for my manager's name. At this point, I was feeling nausea hit me. I throw up in the trash can at the register, turn back to smile, as well as I could, and say I work under Bob ________________________ The customer reassures me that I will be okay, and tells me I should head home. Turns out, this guy, Nick ________________________________________________ was a higher up at the Home Depot's regional management and was my boss's boss. So, naturally, I comply with the chain of command and head to the locker room to pack up. As I am packing, Bob ________________ comes in, fuming and cursing, telling me I have no right to leave yet and that my shift is not over for another 5 hours. I simply say Nick _______________ told me to go home. Bob's face gets redder as he threatens to fire me, saying I was lying, and tells me to go back out. I comply, knowing that I will see Nick on my way out. I pass Nick, still in the orange apron, and he asks me where I am going. I say that Bob told me to go back to work. Nick's expression goes from concerned to furious, as he takes my apron from me and tells me I'll be paid for the full shift and to go home. I come into work the next day to see that Bob's nameplate has been removed from the office. I ask our HR rep what happened, and apparently, after I had left, Nick stormed Bob's office and proceeded to perform an audit on all of his past employee complaints. This guy had been throwing out complaints for the past 5 years. Needless to say, there was an opening for the store management position, and I was given a week's vacation for my troubles. My satisfaction was huge. Edit, I realize now that the title may look like I am putting down Home Depot. That wasn't my intent, I just wanted to recount my experience. Yup, you don't mess around with people's health. What Nick did was spot on. Seriously, would you rather accommodate someone who claims they have a health condition or risk a lawsuit, and potentially harm someone, after refusing to? It seems like a simple answer to me, but apparently there are idiot bosses out there who just don't get it. This guy had been throwing out complaints for the past 5 years. Winces ouch. Somebody definitely deserved the sack. Depending on how his contract was written, he could easily be worse than merely fired. That kind of malicious incompetence could leave the parent company open to some massive lawsuits. Hopefully that was the end of his career as a manager. TBH, you got lucky that your second degree boss happened to show up in your line when he did. Second degree boss. I like the term grand boss, and the next level up is great grand boss. Having worked in the big orange box for nearly half a decade myself, across 8 different stores, I can confirm that this is sadly not an isolated incident. While it is not the way most managers do things, it is sadly far too common. Reading this at work in a big orange box, I can go ahead, call my parents alright then if you insist. Background: this happened a few hours ago. I work at a large chain of pizza restaurants. Let's call it Pomino's Pizza. Like most places, we get a few prank calls a week from preteens. Usually it doesn't bother me and I'll go along with it because it gives me something to do when it's slow. But being a Friday night, we were busy and I wasn't having it. Me will be me, and K will be kid. Events: me: hi, thanks for calling Pomino's Pizza, how can I help you tonight? K: trying but not succeeding in holding in his laughter. Hey, is Mr. Wall there? Me: no sir, there isn't one that work here. K: what about Mrs. Me: nope, none of those either. A: then how is your building standing up? K: laughter from him and background. This went on a couple more times with classics such as, can I place an order to your sister's house? And the classic, is your refrigerator running? Then you better go get it. Finally I had enough. I let the kids know I was done playing games. Me: alright, look, it says here that your dad's name is dad's name. We keep names and addresses of past customers and their orders in the computer for future orders just to speed up the process. If you don't stop this, I'll give him a call and let him know what's been going on. Usually this would stop the kids. I knew it did back in my earlier days of being a dumb kid. But some people just can't be bothered and have to push the envelope a bit too far. K: I know you won't. Go ahead and call him. Oh boy, he didn't have to ask me twice. I hang up the phone and get back to work for a little bit, knowing that the kid will be camped at the phone to answer it for the next 15 minutes or so. The compliance: I get back to work, free of prank calls from the kid. I should have left it there, having solved the problem, but hey, the customer is always right, and at Pomino's Pizza we always give the customer what they want. After the supper rush is done, around 45 minutes to an hour later, I fulfill the request. I'm still me, D is dad. Me: hello, this is you/Gushlord666 from Pomino's, how are you doing tonight? E: not too bad, what's the reason for the call? Me: unfortunately, we've been getting a number of calls from this number. We're really busy and it's pushing customers away because of the wait times. D: oh goodness, I'm so sorry, I'll have a chat with him and his buddies. Me: thank you so much and thanks for choosing Pomino's. At this point I think the story is done. We'll get a talking to, won't do it again, and that'll be the end of it. Boy, was I mistaken. Around 30 minutes later, a man and a chubby kid around 12 years old come into the store. I don't think much of it, thinking they're just getting a few slices for a snack. They come up to the counter and ask for you/Gushlord666. Me: yes, I'm you/Gushlord666. D: I think my son has something to say to you. The kid is visibly nervous, keeps looking around the store, won't look me in the eye. K: I'm very sorry for calling you, I know you're busy and it won't happen again. Then, to further the awkward suffering of the kid, who I kind of feel bad for at this point, the dad places an order for carry out, and sits in our small eatery section where the kid has to try and avoid eye contact with me for the next 20 minutes. Left me a good tip too. At Pomino's Pizza, the customer always gets what they want. TL: doctor, kid prank calls my store while I'm busy, dares me to call his parents. I give him what he wants. Gets forced by angry father to come in and apologize and brood in awkward suffering as I make them their pizza, while I got the last laugh and a 50% tip. Respect for the dad for making things right with you and teaching his son that there is someone on the other end of the phone who deserves respect. Dad just wanted a pizza and he managed to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. In my head I'm imagining you and the dad actually saying Cushlord 666 instead of your real name. No idea what you're talking about. Cushlord 666 is what's on my birth certificate, haha. Wait, he made a prank call and got pizza. Kid probably doesn't realize it, but he had a win-win situation. Who's to say the dad shared with him? How cruel would it be to make him apologize and then get a pizza and eat it in front of him? You handled it well. All kids go through shenanigans. It takes a village to raise a child and you were part of the village. Good on everyone. Dad sounds like a stand-up guy teaching his kids some morals. Going to take a piss? Send an email so people know. Last week I was working from home one day, and got up to use the bathroom and make a cup of coffee. Took 10 minutes, tops. I get back to my computer to a bunch messages from my boss, getting increasingly nasty about something and why I wasn't answering quick enough for her. I send a message back with whatever it was she needed to know, and apologizing for not getting back to her soon enough. When she finally answered me, about half an hour later, she said if I'm not going to be at my computer for any amount of time, I need to send an email to everyone in my office, including high-level executives, that I'll be unavailable for X amount of time and why. So that's what I've been doing. My normal phrasing for the message is hi. I'll be unavailable from this time to this time as I'm going to use the bathroom / make some coffee / etc. Every single person in my office has told me it's fine and I don't need to tell them when I'm going to be gone for a few minutes, where I then forward them the original exchange between me and my boss and apologize but say this is what my direct report has told me to do, and this is the result if I don't. They all hate her as much as I do now. Edit, hi all, apologies for forgetting to let you all know I'd be unavailable due to sleeping. But I will be unavailable for the next about 15 minutes as I'm going to be making breakfast. I will send note when I'm back at my desk. Well zucchini, this got much more attention than I thought it would. I live off this banana so I might have to start posting some more. I love all of your suggestions and I'm going to try and start doing at least a good number of them. To answer a few questions I saw, my boss is about 43, and the rest of the office is women aged about 40 and up. I 100% don't have to worry about getting fired. I've only been there a couple weeks and have established myself as one of the better assets to the office. I'm a recent college grad who studied in a tech field. No one in my office knows how to use Excel, PowerPoint, etc. I already showed everyone besides my boss how to make rules in their email so they don't get spammed with my messages, and they all love me and see that I have no problem riding this one out to piss boss lady off. And since they're not getting spammed with my emails, they're fine with it. Unfortunately, she's very much a micromanager, and just a massive coconut on top of that, but I can't afford to quit, so this will have to just do. Thank you, kind stranger, for my very first gold. Added fun, every time you send your email, start it as a forward of her original message. Give people context up front and force her to be accountable to upper execs who hate getting their email inbox flooded with this junk. This is what this sub is about. Congrats. Get them on board. It's the only answer. You're right. I'll have to start working on that, haha. I had a boss like that once. We had Skype for Business to communicate with everyone in the department, so I ended up installing it on my phone, and would message the whole department sending this message from the restroom just to let you know that number 1 has turned into number 2, so it might take a while before I'm back to my computer. When you forward people the message she sent you, you should CC her in it so her email fills up with useless cheesecake. Do this. I had a shitty manager who always requested dumb stuff like this, and whenever one of the executives said, "Why the zucchini are you doing this?" I would always reply and CC my manager. My manager learned real quick not to ask me to do stupid things.